Today we are going to talk about compound interest. All right, compound interest and the rule of 72. This was a formula developed by Albert Einstein. Okay, compound interest and the rule of 72. I'm going to explain it to you in detail what it was. This was real popular with the banks. Banks still use it today. It's a good process to figure out a way how long it would take for you to double your money if you had a fixed rate. So here was the bank's pitch. I'll give you an example here. The banks used to pitch this, and this was a real popular thing back in the 80s. I actually looked up an old interest rate from 1985, which is 32 years ago. All right, the banks will come at you and be like, look, give me $100,000. We'll throw that in what's called a CD, all right, a certificate of deposit. We'll throw it in that CD, and back in 1985, they would give you a fixed rate of 10%. What this means is after 1 year, that 10% of 100,000 gets added into that to make 110,000. Next year, 10% of this number, now you got 121, so on and so forth. You get the idea here. And based on this rule of 72, if you took the 10 into 72, and I don't know why it's 72, Albert Einstein made the formula here. 10 into 72 equals 7.2 years. All right, this is in years. This is how long it would take for your money to double, 7.2 years. Which back in 1985, this was a great deal. If you could double your money, now this is saying that you can go without your money, give them 100 grand, you don't see it for 7.2 years, and then you get 200 grand back. Okay, banks made out, you made out, it was a great deal for everybody. But the problem is today, in 2017, this 10% is now 2.35%. That's the very best CD you can find. I looked all over the internet. I looked at all these banks nationwide, and that's the best CD I could find, 2.35%. So what does that mean? Well, let's do Albert's formula here. 2.35 into 72 comes out to about 30.6. This is years, all right? I'm 30 years old. If I went to the bank today and gave them $100,000, it would take 30 years for my money to double. So by the time my age doubles from 30 to 60, my 100,000 will go to 200,000. Is that a good deal? I don't think so. Too long. You know, back then they got 10%. Today I'm getting 2.35. It's going to take a double of my lifespan to double my money. I don't like it. So what do we got to do here, folks? We got to come up with a new way to double our money. Times are changing. Banks are not the way to go. All right? And when we're looking for ways to double our money and compound our money in a lower amount of years than 30 years, there's 4 things that you need to look at. All right? 4 different things. Number 1, protect. We need to find a way to protect our initial investment. So what this means is you need to find something that you can put your money into and it stays protected. That's number 1. So would a stock or anything like that qualify? Probably not. Stocks go out of business. They go up and down. It's a big roller coaster ride. Number 2. This is what we're aiming for, folks. 10%. If 6 is the minimum, but we want to get to the 10 number. All right, 6 to 10% is the bare minimum of a return. Number 3, we want our money to grow. What does that mean? Money to grow. We don't want it to die. I'll give you an example. Inflation. We've all heard of inflation, which basically means today's dollars are going to be less valuable in the future. So 20 years ago, somebody that had $100,000 in today's money, that's not going to be worth $100,000. It's going to be a lot less, right? It's going to take a lot less. On average, inflation is about 2.13% that it goes up every year. So You need to find a way for your money to grow, or in this scenario, it's actually going to be what we call the big A, appreciation. I'll show you in a minute. We'll get to that. Number 4, taxes. I know, it's a scary word, taxes. We get hit with it all the time. But this is our biggest expense of our life, all right? Every paycheck that you get, what do you see on there? Taxes. What do we complain about? Taxes. Every year, at the end of the year, we got a certain amount of time before we got to pay our taxes for the year. All right, taxes, biggest expense of our lives. Why wouldn't you want to get this number down? We want to pay the bare minimum of taxes. All right, they're not using the money right anyway, so why pay them? Figure out a way to get that number down. All right, so what can we do that qualifies all 4 of these into an investment to double our money? Well, I guess what you could do is you could maybe buy a house. Let's look at that. You buy a house. You put in 100 grand for your house. Is your money protected? I would say yeah. Houses tend to go up in value over time. Worst case, your money's sitting there, stays at 100 grand. But number 2, don't even do number 2. It gives you no return. Anything, it costs you money to live in a house. So therefore, it doesn't meet the criteria here. It doesn't meet number 2, give you a return. Does it appreciate? Yeah, houses can appreciate, so it meets number 3. Taxes, and you get tax advantages for owning a home, so it does meet that. But number 2 is an important role here. You know, you gotta have the money paying you. Otherwise, it's not a real investment. It's a way to protect your money, but it's not a real investment. So what can we do? What kind of business or situation can we put our money in to meet all 4 of these? I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example of a deal that I just did and what you can do too to double your money. All right? I bought a business, and I call it a business. It was actually an investment property, but I call it a business because people need a place to live. To me, it's a working business. People are already living there, paying money to live there. It's a business that's never going to go out of business, like a stock. All right? A lot of stocks tend to go out of business over time. You know, even the best businesses in the country back in the day went out of business. Pan Am, things like that, went out of business. It's a roller coaster ride with the stocks. Stay away from the stocks. So, I call this a business. I bought this property, $225,000. All right, how much money did it take me to buy this property? Did it take me that much money to buy this property? Absolutely not. $60,000 is what it took. All right, $60,000 bought me that investment. All right, and what it did is it gave me a return. I'm going to show you how here in a second. I had to get a loan from the bank for $165,000. All right. Now I challenge you to go to the bank today and ask the bank, all right, I really like this stock. I want to borrow $165,000 to invest in this stock because this stock is going to be booming. The bank's going to laugh at you. You're going to walk out with your head between your legs. All right. They don't give you money to invest in stocks. Why? Why wouldn't they do that? If it's such a good investment to invest in your 401k or your IRA or this stock, that stock, why wouldn't the bank be that confident in it and give you the money to invest in that if it was such a good deal? Because it's not a good investment. It's risky. They're all risky. If you don't believe me, ask somebody that was scheduled to retire in 2009. Chances are that person's still working today, and I'll tell you why. 2008 to 2009, the average 401k dropped 21%. 1/5 of their retirement that they have saved their whole life for and couldn't wait to 2009 to retire dropped 21% in 1 year. They lost 1/5. All right? Like I said, that person that was scheduled to retire in 2009 is probably working today. All right, so back to the point here. We borrowed $165,000. This, the terms here that I got on this deal, I'm just going to give you what I got. I got a 30-year term at 5%. This is a fixed rate. All right, my payment here is $900. Add my land taxes and my insurance, and this equals about $12.50. All right, and then me and my partner on the deal, we decided that we're going to put another $250 away each month. All right, so another $250 just in reserves, just in case. So we got $1,500 a month we're spending. All right. Now what I didn't tell you is the rents on this right here. You're gonna love this. $1,300, $1,200, $2,500 a month is what this property brings in. Already has tenants in it. It's already a working business. Okay. Take this $2,500 minus the $1,500 that we pulled from right here. We have $1,000 that we're making a month. Times 12 months, $12,000 a year is what we're making. $12,000 a year. This business is making 12 grand a year. So, what does that mean? What kind of return are we getting? We get the $12,000. All right. Our initial investment of 60. So what we can do is we do the 12,000. Divide that into 60,000, our initial investment. And that's going to give us our rate of return, which in this case, 20%. That's double of our target of 10. 20%. What does this mean? 5 years from now, it's going to take 5 years of this 12 grand, and we're going to have that 60,000 back. We're going to have that back in our pocket. It's paid us every year. Plus, we saved in taxes each year. You ask me how? This 12 grand we made every year, we paid bare minimum taxes, because in investment properties, the government actually gives you tax breaks, as in claiming depreciation on this property. They think over time that this actually, the value of the building depreciates, when in reality, it actually appreciates, but on your taxes, you can claim depreciation. That's why everybody's mad at Trump. Guy was an expert at the depreciation. But I'm not going to get into politics here. So, we are able to claim depreciation. We can claim a lot of our expenses. We can claim the insurance that we paid on the property. If we had to fix a fridge with the little reserve account that I made up. All these things. Our mileage driving to the property, we can claim all this stuff. And that's why this 12 grand is real money. We're pretty much making that whole 12 grand here because of the tax advantages. So that fit number 4. Number 2, which was our return. We got a heck of a return here. Number 1 is our money protected. Is there is an actual physical property. It's real. It's real estate. That's why they call it real estate, folks. It's a real piece of land. It's not a piece of paper. It's not a digit on a computer. It's a real thing. So after 5 years, we got our 60 grand back. Now we have 60,000 in equity here. So our original loan of 165. In 5 years, we probably owe 155. So we owe 155,000 on our initial investment of that. Now we have a couple options. After 5 years, we could sell it. Maybe we can sell it for what we bought it for. Or if the property appreciated, we could sell it for more than what we bought it for. All right, let's just say we sold it for what we bought it for. So we make another 70,000. That's 130,000. So right there, I just showed you how to more than double your money in 5 years based on this system with this property. This is a real life example. This is a property I just went under contract with. We go to settlement in a couple weeks. But what I'm really banking on, and what's really nice about this and what really attracts me to these deals, is we have a couple options. Let's say 5 years from now, instead of $225, it's worth $275. Okay, now we have $120,000 in equity. Okay, so not only did we double our money, the $120,000 plus our $60,000, we tripled our money in 5 years. All right, I know some of you are saying, well, what if it goes down in value, Rich? Let's say the 225 dropped down to 175. All right. Well, you don't want to sell it. You don't have to sell it. The best thing about this is it's making you 12 grand a year. You done made your money back. You got $0 invested in this property. You can wait it out. You can wait this waiting game out. So you got your money back. Now you just keep piling on. You're in it for nothing. You can wait. You can wait another 5 years till it got back to 225 or even appreciate it more. Real estate does go up and down, but it goes up a lot more than it goes down, unlike a stock. And we're not forced our hand here. We don't have to sell at any given point. So we can sell when we feel like selling. And I'm not going to sell till it gets here because I want to triple my money. And really, if it took 10 years, I made $120,000 by making that 12 grand a year. And that's assuming the rents don't go up. That's something else we didn't even talk about. Rents go up historically. But even if they didn't, I'm just going to assume they stay the same. I got 120 grand in 10 years, and let's say it's worth that. Now you made 4 times your money in that scenario. I know I kind of rambled on there at the end, but just a little excited. These are the kind of deals that are out there. If you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to talk more about it. Feel free to private message me on Facebook. Anybody that knows me knows I like to talk about this stuff all the time. I might make another video soon about how to get a loan and what due diligence to look for in a loan, different things to look for in tax breaks, and just a couple things that I look at, and maybe even show you my exact page on my computer, or my checklist of what I look for in a deal. Hopefully everybody got good value out of this. I know I'm excited about it. All right, thank you.